issue. And basically, what you want is coins that are attractive for the grade. And there are some coins that aren't attractive for the grade. They get in the way. So one of the things we're going to do is become a little more structured in the way we handle the eye appeal issue. And we're also going to educate people in what we consider the eye appeal issue, what it means. We're actually establishing 7 levels of eye appeal. It's part of the grade, and it also, there's some minimums. So MS65, Proof 65, it has to have a minimum eye appeal. 66 has to have a minimum eye appeal. We're publishing it on our website, and we have a brochure out there for you. And this brochure lists the 7 levels of eye appeal for color toning, from amazing to ugly. Okay, so we have 7 levels. They are amazing, positive, above average, neutral, below average, negative, and ugly. Have some great ugly pictures. All right. And then we're going to institute it on this more formal basis in the grading room. So hopefully the eye appeal issue for you in regards to PCGS coins is not as big an issue. Now, to the big things that we're going to do. 2 parts. The first part, Harry Labstein, world-class grader. I'm going to give you a 2008 Proof Silver Eagle, graded Proof 69 deep cameo. No spots. You are really excited, aren't you? And I'm going to say, Harry, look at this coin here. Get out the old magnifying glass. Check it out. Okay, now give it back to me and I'll see you later. A month later, I'm going to come back with 20 Proof 69 deep cameo silver eagles. No spots. And I'm going to say, including your coin, Harry, pick out your coin. And you're going to say to me that you can't, and neither can I. And neither can anyone else in this room if they tell the truth. Okay. We have a process. We have enterprise software. We have a machine that can do that. We have a machine, a process, enterprise software that can tell when it's seen a coin before. There's a little box, a big computer program. Put the coin in the box. They'll tell you if it's seen it before. We've tested it developed it over the last 2 years. We've tested it on thousands and thousands of coins. You know, about 1,000 MS63 Morgan dollars. We put putty on them. We artificially toned them. We hacked them to death. And our little box and our software would find the coin. So we can recognize when we've seen a coin before. Now this has some pretty big implications in the grading process and those 4 issues, particularly the first 2. So I'm coin doctoring. Old school, coin comes in, maybe it's an early coin, a white coin, we grade it 62, comes back in a year later, maybe now it's real pretty color, real pretty nefarious color, we miss it, 63. Okay? A little gradeflation, a little coin doctoring. A little, in my opinion, kind of ill-begotten profits. Okay, that don't help the collector. New way. Coin comes in, we register it in the machine, we grade it 62, comes back in a year later, nicely toned, machine looks at it, we do the, and Don will tell you all about the process and what the service lines are and all that in there. We do it basically in receiving. It takes about 35 seconds to do a coin. You put the coin in the machine, elegantly engineered machine. It sits on a little rubber platform. We use tested 14 different types of rubber. We used proof gold eagles to test it because proof gold is, in my opinion, the most fragile coin that we deal with. The thing that we've selected, the rubber we selected, I mean, you can't scratch a coin if you try, okay? So we register it in a little box with the lasers that come down and map the coin. The coin goes through the grading process. In this case that I've just talked about, the early coin, the verifier sees a screen with a before and after picture. Before, white. New picture, not white. Okay, same coin. Obviously, the color's been added. In terms of the consistency, okay, this eventually, okay, we've only registered a couple thousand coins now, eventually puts us in a position of knowing what we graded the coin before. Okay, and I'll just say it one more time. We didn't start PCGS to grade every coin 40 times. Okay, it's not the right thing to do, and we want to stop doing that. Okay, and no offense to you guys that submit them 40 times. If I was in your shoes, I'd do exactly the same thing. Okay, but it's not long-term the right thing for the marketplace. So this helps that. Can a coin change a grade? Sure, just not as often. And I have one interesting sidelight. We have, this will be offered, and Don will tell you about all this. You can reholder your coins if you want the new holder. You can,
Ready?
Sure. You can, it has a little shield on it, the new holder. Or you can have them graded. So we had a few people, we wanted to test some coins, give us some coins. And so one guy sends us, about 100 coins, and he says, "Nah, I don't want to pay the submission fee. I just want the reholder fee because I don't know, I guess he's too cheap to pay the full fee, and reholders were cheaper, right?" So I'm looking at these 100 coins, and I'm going, "Oh, geez, yeah, like 5 or 6 of these, are really high end, So anyway, so there will be coins in these holders that probably, whatever."